Welcome back to Learn with Sam and Ash. In this video, we'll see 4 mistakes in IELTS writing. So let's get started. 4. Simple arguments, better explanation. Let me tell you what's common in IELTS writing. When you think of any topic, you have arguments, you have issues to discuss. We feel our argument should be awesome. We are not writing any scientific paper. We are not getting in any debate. We are writing IELTS essay. Remember that you need to explain everything properly rather than thinking, oh, I need grade points. Most of the people get stuck at grammar and vocabulary rather than thinking the explanation should make sense. In the sense, their sequence, their coherence and cohesion. So my point, I think you can understand from an example. Think of an issue when you're talking about a problem with children and obesity. Now you're thinking, how can I relate with a great example with a great point about obesity? Rather than saying simply, obesity among children can create a lot of problems. Now, if you add new point about these problems, it'll be better. New example about these points better. Rather than thinking, what can I write about children and obesity which makes sense or which is the best point in this essay? Do not think of best points. Make a simple point. Explain it, provide example of it. So please do not think in deep about arguments. Rather, have simple arguments and explain them properly. Now, if you want a method to write better explanations, I would say that go to IELTS Masterclass. Let me talk in a minute the features of these sessions. First of all, they are starting on 30th of March. Secondly, they are taken on an app called GoToMeeting, which is similar to Zoom. Hence, you can say it's a live class. Moreover, there will be 15 sessions every day, 2 hours. Right. There will be complete data. All the modules will be discussed. Moreover, you have 3 full mock tests. That means, you can test yourself where you are going within these 15 days. And we have unlimited feedback for writing and speaking. I don't think there's any course available which can provide you these many features. Moreover, the last feature which I really like is we have one-on-one speaking test. That means after your sessions are over, when your test is coming, we provide you 3 one-on-one speaking tests, which will last for anything between 11 to 15 minutes. And also the feedback will last for the same time. Do not forget to visit the website ieltsclass.learnwithsamandAsh.com and register yourself for the coming batch. Like I said, which is starting on 30th March. Registration has started today itself. Click on reserve my seat and I'll see you in the class. Let's get back to the video. We were discussing about simple arguments and better explanation. That was 4. Let's talk about number 3, understanding the question. This mistake is very common and can have detrimental impact on your score. When I wrote IELTS for the first time, I made this mistake. I never read the question properly. I just read it once and then let it go. I started writing. When I finished 80% of my answer, I saw that, something is wrong. I reread the question and guess what? I was wrong. I had to erase the whole answer. I got only 5.5 in my first trial because of this one mistake. I had no problem with English, but I didn't understand the question. I suggest everyone to read a question properly and not making a mistake of writing an answer for something else rather than the real question. 2. Revision. By revision, I mean once you finish writing, check it again. Just read it again. That's it. The fact is, once you write anything that is under pressure, you make at least 5 to 10 mistakes. Even though you know about these mistakes, for example, spelling mistakes, common grammatical errors, which you can remove by yourself if you read it once. I think the best method for revision is read it in the opposite direction. Read the last paragraph first and the first paragraph last. That means you change the sequence. Now you're reading as a reader, not as the person who wrote it. And the reason why people never check the answers they have written is being lazy. That's it. They have spent a lot of time in practicing, a lot of time in writing, and when it comes to revision or let's say checking their paper, they don't want to do it. It's irritating. So remember that after all, we are looking for bands. If we do not revise, the errors which we could solve are gone to the examiner who will say, oh, this person not even knows simple spellings. We don't want that. We want to remove the errors which we could. Now let's talk about number 1, the most common mistake, planning. By planning, I didn't mean before you go for the exam. By planning, I mean in the exam, when you see the question, when you read the question, how are you going to provide your answer? What if you just read the question, even properly, you start writing the answer? What will be the problems? First of all, the sequence might not be maintained, in the sense you wanted one point to come above and it came later. Second thing, you might not even get good points because you are in a hurry. You are just writing what is coming to your mind. You cannot do two things together, that is writing and thinking at the same time. And finally, when it comes out of the output, and other descriptors like lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy might not be fulfilled. So many problems can be removed by just planning your essay. And what is the method to plan? There's a video available on the channel and link is in the description. If you want to understand planning properly with example in the class itself and also with homework, do not forget to reserve your seat in IELTS Masterclass. Like I said earlier, it's starting on 30th of March. I hope these 4 points create a change in your writing. See you soon. Have a nice time.